Yeah, Devon, there are a lot of people here, thousands of people. In fact, this particular rally was supposed to start around 2 p.m. this afternoon, but even before then, several people were already out here. You can see walking through this area that we've got a lot of folks here holding their signs, everyone making sure that their voices are heard. As Michelle was saying, the whole point of this rally, this demonstration and others like it across the country is to show that people are standing united and that they're talking and fighting against what they call the authoritarianism that is growing under President Donald Trump. Walking further into the steps here in front of City Hall, you can see again a lot of people holding flags, holding signs saying, "Wake up, Americans," and other things, and everyone just saying that they don't want kings in America. Now, this kind of originates from the idea that they believe Donald Trump is acting like a British monarch, hence the name No King. So again, there are a lot of folks out here. People have even brought some chairs to sit down in. They're sitting on benches. A lot of people have brought chalk as well to write their messages on the ground. A lot of people also out here providing water and snacks, making sure everyone is hydrated. It is fairly warm out here, just shy of 90 degrees or so, but a lot of people still braving the heat to come out here. Again, you can see all of these folks out here. You can probably hear that clapping and that chanting further towards City Hall on the steps. There are some speakers that are speaking at the podium, a wide array of folks, again, letting their voices be heard by everyone who's out here. And this is a pretty wide and diverse mix. We're seeing a mix of elderly folks, younger folks, people of all races, some people who say that they wanted to come out here for their first time, and others who say that they were out here back in June as well. If we show to the left a little bit, you can see that they have some mounted patrol officers, some HPT officers on horseback. We were told by HPD earlier this week that there would be several officers here to make sure everything ran smoothly and everyone was safe, both officers in uniform and also plainclothes officers as well. And a lot of Houston police officers have blocked off the areas surrounding the City Hall annex and the City Hall building. Again, you can see some of those officers here parked along the street. And as I mentioned, not just folks inside the center part of the protest area, but there are folks just lining the sidewalks around City Hall, wearing costumes, holding signs. Since the last No Kings protest that happened back in June, there's been a lot of development when it comes to immigration and the ICE raids that a lot of folks here are protesting about. A lot of the signs that we're seeing actually directly talk about ICE and immigration. You can see one of those signs out here right now saying, "I emigrated from a country." And again, out here you can see a lot of people abolish ICE signs, people calling Trump a clown and a king of clowns. So far, we haven't seen too many profane signs, which is a good thing. But of course, as Michelle was mentioning, and Devon, you mentioned this too, you know, we can't always control what people bring to rallies, so there are some of those signs out here. But for the most part, everyone is trying to make their voices heard in the most respectful way that they can. A lot of folks bringing out their kids and their family members as well. You can see them out here lining the sidewalks. As we were talking about, this is one of several demonstrations planned throughout the country. In fact, one of more than 2,500 demonstrations planned today in major cities across the country. In Houston here, this of course is the largest rally in our area. But there are a lot of folks here who say that they wanted to make sure they came out here, even on a Saturday, even on a pretty warm Saturday for October, to make sure that they were here. We made our way back around to this front section. I want to bring in someone who I talked to a bit earlier, so just give me a moment here. We have Priscilla here. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
You told me that you were out here in June, so talk to us about what brought you back out here today.
Well, things have gotten worse, not better. So I'll keep coming out here until something changes.
And with you being out here and with all these folks being out here, what's the big message that you want people watching this or seeing this as they pass by to take away?
That in a democracy, people have an equal voice. And I don't think any of us do right now. And so I feel like everybody's really pissed off, and that's why they're out here. I mean, I see people as young and as old, the whole spectrum, and everybody feels the same way. This is no longer just like a minority of people. It's not the old hippies that everybody's talking about. It's everybody, a majority of people. And it makes me really proud to be a Houstonian and to be a Texan.
And back in June, I believe it was something like 15,000 people that showed up. There are obviously several thousand people here right now, and we know that there are going to be more people coming throughout the evening. Are you expecting to see as big of a crowd, maybe even bigger this time around?
You know, based on all my friends, I'm actually a professor at the University of Houston, and I've told all my students to come. I think we have more momentum this time around in June. I think people were still just trying, getting used to the idea of protest because it's kind of new to us in this country. And I think now people realize that we don't really have a choice because we're losing our country. We might as well fight for it.